This is a quickie.
How does the way you dress tie into respect? Well, perception is reality. Number one is a goal to keep in mind. Should it matter how a person dresses and we just treat people as human regardless of how they dress? I agree. I totally agree with that statement. Coming from where we come from in Suffolk, you can go to Walmart in like a wife beater, sweatpants, and probably Crocs these days and a wave cap or something. And, think nothing of it. You're just going to get what you want to get and get back to the house. However, it could be perceived, you could be perceived a certain way. And that's not to live up to other people's, approval by any means. But it does show that when you dress well, people tend to treat you better. And as far as like how you carry yourself. And that's something that I had to learn moving from Virginia to Florida and Fort Walton, and then especially moving from Fort Walton to Miami. Miami is one of the most materialistic cities you can ever live in. And I love that place. It's home, you know what I'm saying? But when I first got there, yes, I did get caught up in the allure of trying to look a certain way, trying to appear like something, you know what I'm saying? And none of that, like, how you dress, you know what I'm saying, what car you drive, that shit doesn't make the person that you are on the inside. Hands down, it doesn't. But what I will say, though, is that people tend to treat those who dress well and carry themselves well-mannered a lot better than they treat those who just seem like they don't give a fuck, and like I said, I don't necessarily believe it's right. I don't think it's morally right. I don't think it's right in general and whatnot, but you can test it out for yourself as far as like how you carry yourself. And that's just the way that's just something that I've learned. I very much used to be a very lazy cat, you know what I'm saying? Throw on a wife beater, gym shorts, and I don't know, whatever shoes, and go to Olive Garden like that. You know what I mean? And that shit didn't really matter to me, you know what I mean? But the people around me are probably perceiving me a certain way, you know what I mean? And it's not about, living up for other people's approval, but as far as like how you are to be treated when you go certain places, like what you wear says a lot about you. You know what I mean? A good read for men, and I guess some women can read it too. It's called The Appearance of Power by Tanner Guzy. Tanner Guzy is very much a fashion expert of the manosphere. And during COVID, I was reading his book. I watched a lecture that he had at 21 Studios on YouTube. He was talking about fashion and what it means. And like, you wouldn't show up to a job interview in a Hawaiian shirt, unless it was like, unless the atmosphere was, designed for it. Like if you were trying to work at a surf shop, maybe going in there in a Hawaiian shirt kind of fits the mold. But when you go into a place of business, wearing a Hawaiian shirt is probably going to turn people, it turns people off. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to believe that you're taking this seriously. And people treat you about as much as you treat yourself, as far as taking yourself seriously. So it's like just learning those things, like it's just little things of understanding what it means to dress effectively, depending on where you're going. Some just don't care. It's whatever. I'm just throw this on, and it shows. And then people treat them that way because of it. And versus where you can decide to put effort into your appearance, and you don't have to be all glamorous and flashy. That just looks insecure. But just showing that you take pride in how you carry yourself, whether that be grooming for men, you know what I'm saying? Facial grooming. If you got a beard, keeping your beard together. If you've got your hair, make sure your hair's together. Your bald head, make sure you shave and not have that Sherman Hemsley walking around. But some people embrace that too. I mean, Jason Statham sometimes will have that, that horseshoe look, and he just embodies it. But it's really just about taking pride in how you present yourself and carry yourself in your area. You know what I'm saying? Like when you step outside, it's about how much pride you take in how you carry yourself when you step outside the house, and or even, you know, just going to like just hang and stuff like that to, you know, to the homie's house now, and it's just y'all, you just hanging around and lounging like the college days and the, you know, or for me, Air Force dorm days. Like, you really wasn't trying to just impress nobody unless you about to step out, you know. So you're talking about being in a white tee, gym shorts and slides or flip flops or something, you know. You're just cooling, just lounging. We get ready to walk to the, you know, the chow hall, and we ain't got on everything, you know what I'm saying. We ain't trying to impress anybody. You're just going to get food. But when you step out, you know what I'm saying, like off base, or, you know, you're saying you're going to a night spot or something like that, carrying yourself, like showing that you put effort into yourself. You get out what you put into yourself. So if I go out and I'm showing myself, I'm presenting myself in a way where it's like, yeah, like you really took time to put this outfit together, and it's styled, you know, effectively, it's going to show in return to the people around you. And I didn't know that when I was younger, and it took some time to kind of learn that, but I think it's pretty cool to like how you're treated once you take pride in yourself. Don't get me wrong, it comes with envy as well, as far as like how you present yourself, because some people have their own demons inside, and your perceived success can irritate what they feel like they've done with themselves. You know what I'm saying? And that's not your problem. Those are insecurities. They're not outsecurities, they're insecurities. So let a person, whoever's got whatever issues they got going on the inside, deal with their insecurities, and you just carry on with your life. You know what I'm saying? You're not responsible for their happiness. You're not responsible for their insecurities. Just keep building yourself up. Do not make yourself small so that they can feel big. You know what I mean? You're not responsible for their happiness all around. But I firmly believe that, you know, when we take pride into our appearance, take pride into our attire, take pride into our physique, as men, you know what I'm saying? Like being like, you don't necessarily have to, you know, have muscles per se, but working out so that your body is healthy, and then that shows in the clothes that you wear too. Your clothes fit differently when you're fit versus that of, you know, out of shape, and same for women too. Taking pride in your body. You only get one body. So having the discipline to diet properly, having the discipline to go to the gym, having the discipline to get the adequate amount of sleep so that your body can recover from the workouts that you know, both men and women have been doing, so that you can present your best self. And I really just think all that ties in to dressing well when you step out of the house.